Have you ever wondered why sometimes life has you going around in circles and you haven't figured out your purpose or which path you should go? Ever get tired of dating the same type of people and you feel like you're wasting your time? Or you have been dating forever and still waiting on wedding bells? What about being married, but you may still feel lonely, or you are constantly arguing with your spouse? There was once a time you were all inseparable and couldn't keep your hands off each other and so in love, but now you barely talk. Life can sometimes get in the way, and before you know it, you barely have time for yourself. You are raising kids, always tired, and then they grow up and you don't know what to do with yourself. Ourbond is the solution for you. It's a 30, 60, and 90-day challenge created by experts in categories of singleness, dating, marriage, and parenting. These challenges were developed based on both the male and female perspective. You will receive daily tips, lessons, and encouragement to grow into the person you seek to become. Each day is tailored specifically for your journey in life. Put yourself first and take this challenge to begin your journey. You will experience growth and will evolve within 90 days. All you have to do is take the first step in this path, waiting just for you.
Hey, y'all.
What's up, everybody?
How y'all doing? Ourbondlive, you don't have it on there.
Yes.
How are y'all doing today? We are the Hardmans, and thank you for tuning in to Ourbondlive. And so we try to be here every Tuesday at 7 p.m. So we want you to share. We have a lot to talk about. There is a lot going on in the world, isn't there?
Yes, there is.
Yes, and we've missed y'all because
Yes.
last week we had to cancel because we were simply tired.
Yes, we were. We had a
Yes.
lot going on.
Yes, we have 4 girls at home.
Yeah.
If you don't know who we are and you're just tuning in for the first time, thank you.
Thank you much. Thank you much.
We've been married for almost 16 years and a couple of months, right? 16 years. We have 4 girls, and we are currently homeschooling them.
Yes.
Due to this pandemic.
18 teachers.
Yeah, 18 teachers. So
4 daughters.
we were tired. So we really had to get our schedule
Yes, we did.
together and be back. But we are here this evening, and thank you for tuning in. Like
Most
I
definitely.
said, share this post.
Share. Like
this post.
Heart, all of that.
All of that. So we
Please
are
share
live
it.
on Facebook, Periscope, and
YouTube. Yes.
So thank you all for tuning in. We see y'all. We're having watch parties, and we see y'all tuning in. So we just gonna jump right into it.
Jump into it, babe.
So what we typically like to do is talk about hot trending topics, and then we like to harmonize it and discuss, how it can relate to your life. So the hot trending topic right now, and that is affecting everyone that is watching in one way or another, is the coronavirus, also known. Not right now.
No, just
Also known as COVID-19. Okay, I'm sorry. Also known as COVID-19.
Control freak.
So we have a lot to talk about. So the question is today, okay, so what do we do now?
Yeah.
What do we do now? We see that businesses are closing.
Yeah, most definitely.
Shutting down. Schools have closed. Mm-hmm. We see a lot of the small businesses hurting. Restaurants are shutting down. And some are still stay open for takeout. Governments are closing down, being on lockdown, and only allowing essential services to be open, like grocery stores or, of course, definitely hospitals, right?
Yeah.
And so we're seeing businesses be shut down daily.
Yes.
Every day.
Yes.
Okay. And so now, you have kids at home.
Yes.
Parents that typically go to work, or have been laid off of work. Now they're in charge of
homeschooling their children.
Some counties have curriculums, others don't. You're in charge of feeding them too now during all day, not just all like day. Dinner or breakfast. Sometimes but have y'all noticed, parents out there, that they're more hungrier now?
Oh my goodness!
I'd be like, man. You always, when you get on the bus, I'm saying, hey, you gonna eat breakfast? No, that's all right. I'll just eat lunch. But why now? Every day you want to have breakfast.
You want to have breakfast every morning.
Every morning. So if that's the case, we have to tell them you need to use your school stomach while you're at home. Yeah. Okay. Portion size. So.
Oh my goodness! You can't be going back to the refrigerator 7, 10, 20 times.
You can't. And then we're working from home.
Yeah.
So let's just jump right into it.
And I want to say something. The reason why we have these shirts on, United Front. Yes. Number one is, in order for us to beat this virus, we're going to have to be united.
Yes,
we're going to have to be united, wore these shirts. And we're going to have to work together in order to really take care of each other. There's this statement, am I my brother or my sister's keeper? The only way you're going to do that is you got to play your part and you'll play your role in this process.
Not only work together in your household, but also, like you said, in the community.
Yes.
Just us as a whole.
Yes.
As people. We're all in this together.
Taking care of each other.
Right. And so we're gonna delve into that. So the first thing I know we have, you've always heard of, you should really save 3 to 6 months of your income because you never know what happens.
Yeah, for a rainy day.
And that has come true now.
Oh my goodness,
that
has it ever?
Come true. You're also too. You've heard the advice of, if you're two income household, you should really be able to live off of one income. Because during this time, one of you could lose your job, or even both of you, right? Yes. So we want to be a little bit transparent how we're navigating through this, and we had some practice.
Yes.
In about
2007, 2008. All the way through like 2000, 9 and 10?
No, we got better in 2009, but 2007 was rough.
2000.
Because I started to work again in 2009. Yeah. So between 2009. Okay, y'all remember who remembers what was happening between 2007 and 2009? Any takers? Yeah. Going once, going twice.
We want y'all to comment too in chat.
You comment and be a part of it. Hey, Rita. Hey, Doris. Yes. Yes. So what was happening was the financial crisis.
Yes,
right?
it was. Yeah.
People were losing their homes and
The housing bubble.
Housing bubble. And there were some job losses as well. A lot of job losses. And back then I was in accounting. I was finance manager.
Yeah.
Made my way up. Did well. Wasn't fulfilling. And I was and in my in my market, there were a lot of layoffs during that time because we had a financial crisis. And at that time, we just had two kids.
Yeah.
And I said, never again am I gonna feel like I'm helpless. And I didn't know we'd keep having children, but we did. I said I wanted to be able to still produce income and revenue, help out in the household,
most definitely,
in among any crisis, right? And then I want to be in a fulfilling career, right? So I changed careers and became a nurse.
Yes, she did.
Sure did. So I had to go back to school. So we was in one income, and then we couldn't pay our mortgage. So let's just say this. How are we gonna discuss this? Because I really want us to really kind of be transparent on where we were. So let's start with this. During a crisis, this is how we start. During a crisis, you have to make tough decisions.
Yes.
You have to think strategic on how do you go from here.
Yes.
What is the best thing to do for your family?
Yes.
Don't think about what everybody else saying.
Hey, Miss Margaret.
Hey, Miss Margaret. You have to, oh my God, Miss Margaret, she was my first charge nurse. Oh my God, she taught me everything I know. Oh my God, she's retired now. But you have to think about your family.
Yes.
So in this crisis, kind of like you have to be in your own bubble because, you got to feed your family. You have to feed yourself. Not to say you're not helping others and things like that, but I'm saying you have to focus on, you got to get your mind right so you can handle this thing head on, right? And not be weak. You got to handle it head on.
Yes.
So we were in, so that's how I started it.
All right. So where we had to make drastic decisions,
right.
Decisions that may have looked to the world as not being successful, but we were making changes in our lives so that ultimately in the long run it could be beneficial. So we had to sacrifice the here and now for the not yet.
Right.
And we knew that our children were young at that particular time, and they probably wouldn't remember any of the stuff that we were going through.
They don't.
They don't.
And to this day, they don't.
To this day,
they don't know.
yes.
So we couldn't pay our mortgage. I stopped working. I didn't have a job. So
and my income couldn't carry a mortgage plus paying her rent.
Oh, no,
and daycare.
I started taking care. Since I wasn't working, then I started taking care of the kids.
Yes.
At the house. But then I went back to school.
Yes. And we made some bad decisions, y'all. At that particular time, we had one of those. Honey. We had one of those balloon payment mortgages.
Oh yeah.
And so the payment started going up.
And we were flossing.
And we were spending. I don't know. We were flossing, but I think we were. Yeah, I guess we were flossing.
We were maybe trying to live like the Joneses.
Sure, yeah. And at that particular time, there was something that we had to learn, that if we were going to be sane and if we were going to have peace, we were just going to have to let some things fall by the wayside.
So the mortgage.
And two, what else did we go through? We were on what?
Oh, yeah. So during that time, this is 2007, right?
Mm-hmm. About 2008.
Between 2007 and 2008.
Because you started school in 2008.
Now, I mean, I'm not ashamed. This thing, I had 2 degrees then. I had my bachelor's in accounting, and I had my MBA, finance manager. Engineering degree. And were you working on your MDiv then?
I had just started school. I started school in 2006. So you started working on,
okay.
So, yeah, I was in seminary.
We had to get WIC.
Mm-hmm.
We had to get WIC.
Public assistance,
WIC, and...
was SNAP?
We never had food stamps. It was just WIC.
Yeah, it was.
It was just WIC. It was just WIC.
We had to get.
I was embarrassed going into the office, right? And it was a humbling experience. And then when you got to go to the cashier and you got to show them coupons and stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, I would just try to talk all educated and stuff and greet them very well. Hello. I would just try to. No, this is what I was dealing with. Others, I'm just being transparent to you all. But then I was like,
she was just trying to let them know she was educated, but just needed some assistance at some particular point in time.
Still concerned about how others were viewing me, right?
Yeah.
Which we really shouldn't care about.
Never should
but I'm just being transparent and I'm just being real. So, and then, we didn't have health insurance.
So we were on
the Georgia Peach State. So the girls had it, but we didn't.
We didn't.
We didn't have health insurance.
So we wanted to make sure that our girls could be able to go to the pediatrician at any time.
Yes.
And we had
they
a
could
great
eat.
pediatrician.
I didn't care about me eating.
Yeah.
I wanted them to eat, and I wanted them to have health care insurance. Okay?
So we're sharing this. Now just think about this. I was working a full-time job.
You were still
going to school full-time.
Yeah.
And would be getting up early in the morning while my wife, now granted, she didn't just say she went to school. She went to school in Tennessee.
So that's fast forwarding.
Yeah.
But before we got to that point, we got a lot to cover tonight. But before we got to that point, and then through all it is, now I'm going to decide to go to Vanderbilt. That is very, very expensive, right? Mm-hmm. So travel during the week and leave him as a single dad.
Yeah.
Because I had a goal of what I wanted. So I would leave Monday morning, 3:00 in the morning, and come back Friday evening.
Yeah.
And then be a mom during the weekend and then go back. We did this thing. We said we'll do it for a year. Now, during that time, you can't pay a mortgage, right? So we were thinking,
because I was paying what?
Yeah. So we were thinking that we might have to move in with moms. Mm-hmm. We were like, well, goodness,
what are we gonna do?
We pay like rent somewhere? Because we own the house. Yeah. Like, can we pay rent? See, Rita been there, done that. Can we pay rent somewhere?
How we were gonna make it?
We tried. We called the mortgage company, and they weren't trying to help us, so we stopped paying it. We stopped paying it. And I said, God got me into that school. We on one accord. We know what we about to do.
And we
have a plan. And we were trying to work with the mortgage company.
And they didn't want to hear it.
So y'all, fast forward. 3 years later, we still weren't paying a mortgage. Never affected our credit. They never called us for a payment until 3 years. Now, after 2 years, we could have started paying the mortgage. But that third year, we was just stacking money and just trying to pay bills down and stuff like that.
And we were already thinking in our mind, if they came and they say, we got to get out of the house, we'll be willing to get out of the house. We was ready to roll.
We was ready
to roll.
But they called him, and you know how sometimes don't be afraid to answer the phone.
Well, this was one particular day, and I on that particular day, I was just thinking, like, I'm tired of running away from the telephone. Yeah. I had said that. I said, I'm not going to, whoever calls me, I'm just going to pick up the phone and I'm going to answer it and I'm going to be straight up. I'm tired of ducking and weaving and dodging, that.
Yeah,
so,
I remember. So
that I told her that, and I said, so whoever called, I'm going to answer every phone call because I want to, I don't know what can happen. I'm going to answer every phone call.
You're not going to be scared.
I'm not going to be scared. I'm not going to be afraid to answer my own phone.
Right.
So so the phone rings, I pick it up, and when I pick it up,
it was a new mortgage company.
It was a mortgage assistance company.
Yeah.
I was with Bank of America, and Bank of America called. And they was like, we see that you've been with Bank of America for many years. And it was like, they was like, we know that you own a home. We want to help you in this assistance now. And so I had to divulge all of our financial information.
You had to be honest and transparent.
Couldn't lie. Didn't want to lie. Wasn't going to lie no more. Wasn't going to be hiding away from the phone or anything like that. So I said, and here's the thing. The true way to blessing and to growth is to be as open and honest. God cannot bless you if you are lying.
That's good. That's good.
He will never bless you if you're lying. You can't say, oh, God, I want you to bless me, but then on the back end, you trying to do back end deals. You're not being fully transparent and open and honest about what you're trying to accomplish. So you got to be truthful. So I just laid everything out on the table.
And then they agreed to a mortgage payment that we could afford. And we were there until 13 years. And then we sold the house, and then now we're here in this
where
house.
We are.
Yeah. So it was a journey. So we say all of that to say we know what we're talking about.
Yes.
When dealing with
through the
hard
ups and the downs.
times. We really do.
Yes.
And so that's why we want to really share what's going on now with this coronavirus and stuff. Liquid cash, liquidity is really the focal point a lot for right now. You got to feed your kids, you got to feed your family.
Yeah.
You need to buy essential items. So you have to start thinking creatively. Mm-hmm. Okay. In back about 2007, 2008, we decided to go to I decided to go to school. There's some other things you can start to do, like for instance, a lot of times, well, now during this time, bill companies, utility companies, what other companies? Student loan, credit cards, they are willing to work with you. Do not feel like you have to pay all this debt. Just take a breather right now.
Pay what you can.
Or a lot of them are allowing you to defer it.
Yes.
You don't want to spend extra money that you don't have because honestly, take it from a healthcare.
You want to be able to buy your groceries and you want to be able to take care of your responsibilities.
Right. And take it from a healthcare professional. You do not know how long this thing is going to be. I know 45 keeps saying Easter.
It's going.
But you do not know. You do not know how long this thing is going to be.
We don't know.
That's why saving 3 to 6 months, helps you in times like this, right?
Exactly.
So that's what I'm saying. Don't do extra spending that you don't have to.
Yes.
And so talk with your utilities, the credit cards, student loans. A lot of them are deferring it.
Yes.
Now that don't mean you gotta. I see a lot of angry faces too.
Trump,
I know.
When you start talking about Trump, it just hits a nerve.
Yes. So another thing too, mortgages. There are a lot of mortgage companies. Bank of America was one of them.
Yeah.
They are allowing you to defer your mortgage. Call them up. This is the time.
Yes.
Even if you still have your job right now.
Yes.
Just see what your mortgage company is willing to do. Because even if you got that feeling that they laying off every day.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to be the next one on the chopping block. I don't have a lot of savings.
Yeah.
Just call them and see what your options are. It's really worth it. It really and a lot of them are really willing to deal with to work with you. This is the time to do it. They weren't doing it back in 2007, 2008, but they working with you now. Also rent. They're holding off on evictions.
Yeah.
And of course, mortgages, foreclosures. They can't kick you out right now.
No.
So don't.
They're not even cutting off your water bill.
They're not cutting off the water.
Or different things like that.
Right.
So you really have to be strategic on how you're trying to work this.
Yes.
And when you're working it with a goal in mind. You're not just doing it just because you say, oh, we got some reprieve right now. Now I'm a go ball. So here's the thing. See, this is the key. The difference between making decisions that are going to be beneficial for the long run and trying to be, I don't even want to say it, but being ghetto fabulous.
Yeah.
To where you won't pay your bills, but then at the same time, you want to ball out of control. And I think at the same, you got to be, you can't do that.
Yeah. And
you're thinking about what you're trying to accomplish. And when you're thinking about what you're trying to accomplish, you're saying to yourself, I have a goal in mind, and everything that is happening at this time is going to help me accomplish my goals for the future.
That's good. That's good. And also, too, do not pre-spend that stimulus check.
No.
Don't even think that it's coming.
Think that's coming, and put that away. Matter of fact, those who are really thinking about the future ahead don't even look at income tax checks, and they don't even look at any type of benefit or check that comes. They're actually working on their money so that they won't have to worry about getting their income tax coming. The first thing you do with January 31st is you go, no, you don't want to do that. So you want to concentrate.
It does come, be in a position to be like, that's extra. That's
Extra
just
money.
Icing on the cake.
Maybe
it can help you pay some of the bills that you have deferred.
Yeah.
But you should not be waking up, because if you wake up every day and look at 45's press conference, that it's coming, everything is good, and we're doing all that stuff, it will discourage you.
It's going to discourage you.
You have to do what your household has to do right now.
Yes.
Another thing too, a lot of these things, maybe some of you all might need to downsize, right? Maybe some of, maybe if you were already a paycheck from being evicted or anything, maybe might be the time to move in with family right now.
Yeah.
Maybe y'all all, I know we're doing the social distancing and stuff like that, but see if there is family that you can possibly, be with during this time. We've as a community, we've done this before.
Yes.
There's been a whole bunch of family in the house wherever, like maybe
multiple
only
families, multiple generations.
And maybe a couple of them work and bring home the money. My grandfather, he was a truck driver. I'm sorry. He was a garbage collector. I'm sorry, not truck driver. He was a garbage collector. And he had to do what he had to do.
Yeah.
So you just maybe downsizing. Hair. Now, I don't know how my hair... I'm just warning y'all right now, every Tuesday, I don't know how I'm going to look, but I'm okay.
Hey,
I'm not getting my hair done.
One of the African
I'm going to have on my Afrocentric. I don't have on my nails right now. It's cool. Yeah. I'm saving money, too. Yeah. I'm saving money. Yeah. And then to y'all stylists and stuff that are out there, think of creative ways. Maybe you can teach something virtually, because there are still... clients out there that are willing to pay for hair service. If you can teach them, start thinking creative. We have a guy's barber. Now is the time. Get you some clippers and try. Ain't nobody gonna see you if you mess up your headline.
Let me tell y'all, this right here is 18 years. No, 25 years of learning how to cut my own hair.
Maybe you can learn this time. You have nothing but time now.
Yeah.
So non-essential things. If kids are in extra activities and stuff like that, you don't have to pay that right now.
Exactly.
You focus on liquid cash. Now we have a church member that just opened up her courier service.
Yes.
Miss Brittany. She just opened up a courier service to go shopping for those that cannot.
Shout out to Brittany.
And I'm gonna give you. She said I can give her information out, but this is a time. She's being very creative
in finding ways,
because a lot of the stores you have to stand in line. She's willing to do that for you. She's willing to. You can cash app her or give her the cash when you see her. But it's one of those social distancing. You don't really have to have contact with her, and she's willing to go out there and get the food. She said I can give her information. Her name's Brittany, and if you want courier grocery service, you can contact
Brittany's
her at 404 652 9423.
Yes.
And also too, start looking at places that like our lawn guy. We still paying him every 2 to 3 weeks. There are still services that are needed to some people. Yeah. Online tutoring. There are a lot of parents that are going crazy right now and that need extra assistance.
Yes, with children.
With their kids. So, look into contracting your services out, or there are other companies like that as well. Also, too, I want to show you some jobs that are hiring. Like we're saying, we need cash. Go to that video.
Which one?
Jobs that are hiring right now.
Okay.
Check
out the video.
Just to show y'all. Can y'all hear me right now? Oh, y'all can hear me. I was just talking. These are jobs that are hiring. Do not, remember I told y'all I walked into that wig office, okay? If I ain't have a job right now, I would be looking at places. I know grocery stores, all of that, Ingles, Kroger, and Kroger is doing, so that's why they've changed their hours, because they're hiring so many people that they're trying to train them early in the morning to get them up and running. You got, where's some more? Publix hiring thousands. And this is just not in Georgia. There are other states.
Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia. Yes. Look at all of those.
Don't be shamed. Yeah. Sprouts. I thought Sprouts was just here in Atlanta. I didn't know it was a
national chain.
Yeah, I didn't know it was a national chain. You see, I don't eat healthy. Also, Target wasn't on this list, but Target is offering is offering an additional $2 an hour on top of what they're paying, and then the last one is Walmart, I think. Yeah. Okay, so I just wanted to show y'all that.
Yeah, and there are jobs. There are jobs out there.
There are jobs. So, okay, so there are jobs. We're going to be creative. Mm-hmm. Think of ways of income. Downsize with our spending, and maybe downsize some families. You know, we could be together and fight this thing together to make it easier. Think go apply for some job. Also go on Indeed.com. Mm-hmm. They have a lot of work from home jobs and e-commerce jobs. Now's the time, or if you ever had a passion about something to create,
you can reinvent yourself during this time.
Now is the time. Lastly, not lastly, but Department of Labor. You know, we got this, it's called the First Families coronavirus plan to give workers sick leave. Mm-hmm. And so if you've lost your job and you have to file unemployment, you file it online. Because that's the quickest. A lot of them are closing down their offices, so you're going to have to file it online. Yeah. If you have a family member that does not have a computer, help them file it online.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And so they are extending the benefits beyond what they currently do. Yeah. And so I wanted to show y'all what were some of those benefits real quick. Let's go to slide 1. Okay. So, families first, coronavirus. Okay. So these are for if you have a job where an employer, it was less than 500 employees, you qualify for this. And these services are until December 31st, 2020. Not to say they're going to pay you every week, but I'm just saying you have time to file between now and December 31st of this year. Go to 2. And so what they give you initially is at your regular weight up to 80 hours or 2 weeks. And then that's if you are unable to work because you were quarantined, you've ordered to be quarantined or you're experiencing symptoms, or they'll give you up to 80 hours at 2/3 of your regular pay if you need to take care of somebody who's quarantined or care for a child. Because school was closed, right? Or if you're experiencing symptoms. Okay, 3. So what a covered employee is, what I said, a covered employee, a covered employer must provide employees that have been employed at least 30 days. You get now up to an additional 10 weeks of expanded family and medical leave. Now, if you want to continue to research this, you go on, every state has their own Department of Labor, but this is from the U.S. Department of Labor, and this coincides with Georgia. You get an additional 10 weeks. 4. Okay, so covered employers are fewer than 500 employees, okay? Now, small businesses that have fewer than 50 employees, they're not under this, because if they were to pay that, being a small business, it would totally jeopardize the vitality of their business. So it's for between 51 employees to 500 employees, to where you can get these benefits from your employer, from the Department of Labor. Was that 5 or 6? Was that 5 or 6? Okay, 5. So these are the 6 qualifying reasons for you to leave, okay? And the way they break it down, everyone has a number. So remember your number. And the way they break it down is how they pay you. So if you're under category 1, you qualify for this because you had to be quarantined, right? That's like, you know how the state orders it, or the federal, they're ordering, hey, you have to stay, I'm closing down business, okay? You qualify under that. 2, you've been advised by a healthcare professional to self-quarantine, right? You could have been exposed to it, have a slight fever or something. 3, kind of the same thing, experiencing these symptoms, and you are currently seeking medical diagnosis. 4, you're caring for someone. And 5, you're caring for a child whose school's been closed. Or 6, you're experiencing any of these conditions, and you have to isolate. So what they say is, so that's why the duration of the leave and how much you get, for if you have the reasons 1 through 4 or number 6, so everything but 5, full-time employees are eligible for 80 hours of leave, and part-time employees eligible for the number of hours of leave that the employee works on the average of a 2-week period. And if it's a full-time employee, for number 5 was taking care of a child, you're eligible for up to 12 weeks of leave, 40 hours a week, and part-time employees is eligible for leave for the number of hours that the employee is normally scheduled to work for that period.
Now, the reason why we're doing this is we want to give as much information as possible to people who may need it. And we want to make sure that we're sharing this information, because a lot of times people don't give this information out readily available. They don't make it readily available. And what happens is during those periods of time, people are struggling and dealing with issues and not knowing which way to look or which way to turn. And this is actually something that we want to be able to help people to know, that these are some of the benefits that you can have, so that you can help even be strategic in moving forward to accomplish some of the goals that you want to reach to as well.
Yes.
And taking care of yourself and taking care of your family as well.
Right. You can probably now when hubby and I met, he was unemployed.
Yeah.
We're not done with that slide. We're gonna put it back up. But how quickly were you able to get your unemployment?
I mean, I guess that was in 2004 when that happened.
Yeah.
So when I did it, I think it came like maybe 2 weeks later, or a week and a half later.
So hopefully the process is, I know quick. They're inundated with a lot of requests. They're being overwhelmed with it. But they said if you file online, you get it quicker. So they're trying to get it to you as quick as possible. But go back to that slide, and this is how they calculate the pay. So for those reasons of 1, 2, or 3, you are paid at either your regular rate or the minimum wage, whichever is higher, up to $511 per day. Okay, and those are all the 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, those are the ones. Okay, and y'all can look at this again, replay this again if we're going too fast. Now, for reasons 4 and 6, that's for, hey, you caring for an individual that had to be quarantined, or you're self-quarantined, right? Or you'll be paid at 2/3 of your regular rate, or 2/3 of the applicable minimum wage, whichever is higher, and that's $200 per day. Now, for the kids, if you're having to care for kids because their school has been closed, or their daycare, it's not just, school-age kids, like daycare has been closed as well. You should be paid at 2/3 of your regular rate, or the applicable minimum wage rate, whichever is higher, $200 a day. What's wrong, baby? Oh, $200 a day. I'm sorry. 2 weeks of paid leave, sick leave, followed by up to 10 weeks of paid expanded family and medical leave. So this is the expanded family and medical leave. So again, we're giving this to you.
Yeah.
You research it.
Yes.
But you can go online to your unemployment office and file this information. And all of it is there on the Department of Labor website. And the phones are crazy. They're saying. So all of them, go online and file if you fall under these categories.
Yeah.
So another thing too during this time. So we talked about try to have your liquid cash, liquid assets.
Build it.
You need your cash. Because cash that's what pay for food and other essential items, right?
Yeah.
So find ways to keep that higher during this time, right? So we talked through that, but also too, this is a time to help others.
Yes, service.
You can still be struggling, but help others. There's always a blessing to help others.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now I know with this social distancing, you are kind of limited with that, but I have some, like I know Brittany, our church member, she's starting a courier service, but maybe you can help your grandma them, mama them need to help pick up or any people in your community like with special needs that might not have people going to give them groceries or help with that. Help with
creative
that. Be
in finding ways to do that and being able to serve your community, because a lot of times that's where you could be used in so many different ways, and it becomes so rewarding to your life when you actually find ways to really help other people. And it actually takes the emphasis off of yourself and puts it on somebody else who may be even less fortunate.
That's true. That is so true. And I say there's a blessing. You'll be surprised.
There's always blessing in being able to serve others.
I've helped people when I've had my last.
Yeah.
And I felt so fulfilled. And then I saw a blessing come around
and
the
God
corner.
blesses
I'm like,
you.
okay.
And it's not that you're doing it for the blessing to come around the corner.
Right.
However, it's just doing it out of the goodness of your heart. And when you do it out of the goodness of your heart, God always finds a way to get blessings to who he knows he can get blessings through.
That's true.
And and if you're able to make sure that you're using your hands and you're using your wisdom or whatever that you have, make it available for your community, then guess what? God is going to bless you. And I believe that. I believe that wholeheartedly. And it's true.
So let me tell you 2 stores that I know that's opening up for the elderly early are Publix. Publix.
Yes.
Their hours are, oh Lord. Can you see that?
I can
From
see it.
7 to 8. What did it say?
From 7 to 8. Publix is designated Tuesdays and Wednesdays mornings, 7 to 8 a.m. as senior shopping hours for customers age 65 and over. And then the change in hours will begin on Tuesdays, March 24th. And continue until further notice.
Do not put on a gray wig. Okay? Now,
be truthful. Be honest. We talked about that. You got to be truthful and be honest. So you can't be trying to, finagle or navigate the system, or try to lie to the system because God is watching.
Yes. Okay. So it's for the elderly. Okay. Well, I'm not calling them elderly, senior saints. Okay.
Yes.
They have wisdom.
For the
seasoned silver saints. Another one, Kroger.
All
Click
right.
on now. Now let me tell you. I told my mom about this. Oh, can you
read
this?
Kroger is altering schedules at some of its stores to create special shopping hours for customers at a higher risk of contracting COVID-19, this disease that is caused by coronavirus. Stores in Georgia, Eastern Alabama, and South Carolina will be blocked 7 to 8 a.m. Mondays through Thursdays for seniors over 60 and high-risk people defined by the CDC for the coronavirus.
Okay, Rita cutting up. She said she can't get her hair color now. So she not. So it's no faking the gray wig.
No, you
It's
can't
real.
fake it. You
She
can't
said
fake
she said the gray is real because she can't get her hair colored out. I feel you on that. So let me tell you what happened. My mom. I told my mom about it yesterday. She went to Kroger this morning. She said because my mom's 75. She said there were only 4 people. She said she went there at 7:00 in the morning. There were only 4 people in the entire store where there was a line of people that were there waiting. And she said, baby, I took an entire hour and I shopped. I said, Mama, did you get me that tissue? I said, did you get me some?
Because we need
tissue?
some tissue.
Yeah. She said, yeah, baby,
we got some
it.
coming too.
Yeah. Yeah. She said, yeah, I got enough for y'all. I said, oh, okay. So, it was relaxed. And she said when she left out of there at 8:00, before they was about to open them doors, that line was long of people.
Yes,
so
waiting.
Tell your seasoned saints that they have special hours. And I think other stores are doing this.
Yeah,
I just only know, I heard of Family Dollar too, but
Dollar Tree, other stuff. I've heard those too.
Oh yeah, but I hadn't read it. Also too, when you do your own shopping, how you can help others is not to hoard the food.
Yes.
Y'all.
Yes, we've seen fights on social media of people grabbing stuff and not really wanting to share. And, hey, first of all, the grocery store only has so much inventory.
And they're going to get restocked.
And they're going to get restocked.
Daily.
So you don't have to get 10 packs of chicken. If somebody else need 1 pack, get 2 packs and let everybody else,
Yeah.
But don't get 10 packs.
No.
Come on, man.
That's how you can help others.
That's how you get just by saying, okay, I'm gonna share and I'm gonna leave some back for other people.
Right. And then also too, there's in Atlanta. There's some churches doing this, giving free food, and there is a place starting this weekend, I think. Let's go to the video because I can talk and do the video, right? They're giving you 2 weeks of free food here in Atlanta. It's the Good Doctor pop-up store this Friday from 12 to 3. The Atlanta Hawks is teaming up, and they're going to be at the MLK Center, teaming up with State Farm, and they're giving you 2 weeks of groceries. Now you have to click on there to register. Now this is the thing. When I went up there today, they just put this out like yesterday. All the times you see are sold out, which is a blessing, right? Because they're gonna get folks in need. But you see that email right there? I will put your email address in there and submit, and I'm sure someone will call you back. It never hurts to put your information in there. If you're in need of, can you get out? Oh, if you're in need of some food. But when we find things like this, we're gonna start collecting them so that we can share it with you. We don't know how we're going to be talking about trending topics and stuff like that, but our heart is we want to help.
Yeah, we want to help as many people as possible.
Yeah.
And we know that these are hard and trying times, and sometimes just having information to know where to go can actually be something that can help you, and knowing where to look. And so in these times, we want to be able to be a blessing to people, to give them an opportunity to. Some of the research that we've done already on our end, or I should say she's done most of the research. I'm just the voice that's just talking, but she's done a lot of that work because and she's been really just trying to figure out how can we help. How can we find ways to really help as many people as possible? And that's really what a blessing is.
So if please DM us or reach out to us if you know of any other places that are offering all over the country, not just in Atlanta, that are offering services to folks, because we want to get that information. Also, reach out to us and let us know of some innovative ways that you have found to help you navigate through this. It's sharing is caring.
Yes.
So if you give that, we will definitely give it to the right people. But go back to that 2 weeks free thing I wanted to show y'all. that's the website. It's Good Dr. Pop, GOODR popup.splathat.com. So if you replay this video, just pause right there. That'll give you the website and where I got that from. Okay. And lastly, too, before we leave, I just like a little humor. This little dog, baby, blow it up. This little dog has me rolling. He has been all over the internet. When you feel that little tickle in your throat, all of y'all be real. Have y'all coughed or have someone said, "Hey y'all from Tennessee, it'll be so." What she say?
She said, "Hey y'all from Tennessee, I'll be glad when this Rona pandemic is over."
Oh my God, yes. But have you? And because we're at home, and we're seeing everything, we're reading the news and stuff like that. Don't you be honest now? Because me being a nurse, I coughed up. I was like, "Oh Lord, I hope I don't have haven't had that Rona." If the girls cough, So
I coughed before the show started, and she looked at me funny.
I was like, now, So
and with all seriousness, we're not making jokes.
We're not making jokes of it.
But what we're doing, we're still trying to have a good time and have fun, even in this instance and in this time, because we know so many families are dealing with just tragedies right now of this virus, and so we have to really take this serious. But at the same time, you still want to enjoy each other and have fun, and that's how we do. So the way we operate that way. So
that's why I say all that. It was a good segue to say, Emory University has this COVID virus checker. It's sort of like a triage. Triage is kind of like, you check your symptoms out. Sometimes you have triage nurses that'll check your symptoms out before they say, yeah, you need to come in, or yeah, you need to go to the ER, or no, you need to take this, da, 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 da. So they created, now this does not substitute for medical advice, but if you're at home and you feeling kind of anxious or something like that, this may help calm that and direct you to what you need to do.
Yes.
So he's gonna click on it.
What?
COVID checker.
Okay. See, she's
right
yes.
Okay. So the website is c19check.com. And again, it's not like this is all the medical advice, but they want you to assess if you're low risk, intermediate risk, or at high risk, right? And you can do that at home by just plugging in your symptoms. So you go to the C19 check, okay? And then you hit get started, all right? And then you read the terms and conditions, all right? And then it'll ask you what your age is. So I put 44, because I'm 44 now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just turned 44. Where are you located? Now, I only use Georgia for this. I put like in Atlanta zip code. Oh, I didn't think you can hear me type it. Okay. And then it says, hey, what symptoms do you have? And so let's just say I have cough and I have fever, right? And then I have diarrhea. That's what I say. I had diarrhea. Okay, since you become sick, you're having any of these life-threatening signs. Let's say I think I said I had a hard time breathing. I think I said that. Yeah. Now, this was made by medical doctors. See what it says? Please seek, and there's a red. Please seek medical care immediately. If you believe you have all that stuff, right? Okay, so then let's do another example. Okay, let's just say this person is 75, I think, or 72. Okay, yeah. I should have said like New York or something. Something where it's like a high, but I still use Georgia. They're older, just shortness of breath. That's all I said. And unable to keep stuff down. Okay, so it just recommended that, those were the recommendations. So that gives use that, as a gauge to help you while you're at home if you're thinking. It was created by some doctors at Emory University here in Atlanta.
Yeah.
So, and we're one of the sites that are performing clinical trials for this coronavirus. So, well, again, we love y'all. We hope that this was helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We hope that this was helpful, and we wanted to give you guys just candid and transparent information about our own individual experiences that we've gone through during ups and downs and trials in our lives and in our marriage, and at the same time of trying to address goals that we were trying to reach, and we're still moving forward and trying to ascend to where ultimately where we need to be.
Right.
It's a work in progress. Nothing is perfect, but as you're working together and you know that you have a common goal for each other, and you really are wanting to pursue the best possible accomplishments for your own life, you do it and you create a plan, you strategize, and you work towards it. Hey, Lisa, a nurse. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, and a lot of these tips that we're given, we have it on ourbondlive.com in these daily texts. Just take 30 days.
Yeah.
We just to reassess, think some things. It's only $12.99 for just 30 days, and we can help you to give you things you can do from home.
Yeah.
Things like daily tips. You had someone.
So, hey, Lisa, she said a nurse friend of mine said to check your lungs by holding your breath for 10 seconds. If you don't cough before the 10 seconds are up, you should be good.
Yeah, that is equivalent to those breath tests that we typically give patients.
Yeah.
So, I can agree with that.
Yes.
I can agree with that. And that could be just you're good for that day, right?
Yeah.
Because this thing is just rapidly changing. You could be tested.
A foundational benchmark to kind of measure. Measure yourself.
Thank you, Penny, for chiming in, and Jason Williams. I want to give y'all a shout out. Rita, love you too. She's laughing at us. Shay and Ramona. What was it? Ramona.
Yeah.
Oh, thank y'all for tuning in. Karen Ramsey. Hey, hon. Miss Margaret. Thank y'all, and Doris. And thank y'all so much for tuning in.
Yeah, most definitely. So we will be back next week for our should we say COVID-19 update, or
we don't know what's going to happen this week, right? We don't know what's going to happen this week. So
whatever's on our agenda for looking at stuff and trying to be as informational as possible, that's what we're going to do. But we're here. We love you guys, and definitely, man, when we're out, share this as much as you possibly can. Please share it. Please share it. We want our platform to continue to grow and expand. And the only way it can happen is through you guys saying, hey, man, we love Ourbondlive and we want to share it with as many people as possible. All right? So until next Tuesday, we love you.
Stay safe out there. Hand washing.
Yes.
Okay, hand washing. Can't say it enough. 6 feet away. Social distancing. Stay safe out there. We love you all. Praying for you.
See you next week.
Peace.
Peace.